All right, guys. So we're back again with another book club. This month we will be talking about The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule. It's the story of Ted Bundy. Um, and yeah, Isaiah, you got any words of wisdom?
Just say, you gotta be safe. Don't trust anybody with a cast, dude. They're garbage.
Yeah, fuck the cripples.
Yeah, fuck the cripples, dude. Don't be trusting them.
If you see somebody in handicap parking, run immediately.
Yeah.
Don't help out. Moral of the story.
Well, he was like the OG stranger danger dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
No, because I felt like yeah, I feel like there was probably like a time when like you could like just like go help anybody out and it was like totally fine, but like definitely OG stranger danger. Just like
He had to ruin it for everybody.
they had
Such
to
a
run it
bummer.
for everyone.
Well, I think it was because he didn't come off like a creeper. Like a lot of the serial killers you see, like you look at them and you go, "Yeah, that motherfucker kills people."
Oh yeah, they played like a trusting face. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. Ted was just charismatic, and
Oh, he
you
wasn't.
typically
He
don't
wasn't
think.
trusting of me in that picture they got on Wikipedia, where he's like,
I was gonna
There's
say
that one where he's
everybody
like
says
looking in
he's
the
so
corner.
handsome,
Yeah.
but
yeah, and I didn't. Yeah, I'm like,
I don't
no,
think he's cute.
he would not have caught me.
No, never. But we're not his type. We don't have long dark hair parted in the middle, so
Yeah.
we're good.
True. Thank
That's
God.
true.
Well, maybe Isaiah.
He would have got me. I could part in the middle too sometimes.
One thing I'll say is a bummer is I really did want to watch the Zac Efron movie and the Netflix tapes. I didn't have time to get to those.
Yeah, I did too.
Think
Me too. Me too.
I think the Netflix tapes are the ones that Anne talks about towards the end of the book, which like referred to his confessions, where he
Mhm.
actually finally comes out and like confesses to everything. But I think even that was just a ploy just to get himself like time. I think he was
Yeah.
trying to buy time and thought it would be good faith, but he'd run out of tricks at that point.
Didn't he like give up more and more murders, like literally on the way to his execution?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's wild.
Now, remember the thing you brought up about the extra digit? Do you want to get into that?
Oh yeah, no, just like it's pretty crazy when he was talking about like that just like there being like one more digit and like Anne Rule talking about Anne Rule, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Anne Rule talking about like which place is that where is the digit? Because it could be one digit in the like beginning of it, which makes it 100, which I feel like it's not.
What
I
was
feel
it?
like
Was it 36 plus 1?
yeah, 37 or was it 47?
Was it
40,
100?
yeah, 46
Was
or
it
was it
300?
Yeah, but like so it's just like that was pretty crazy, but I feel like he definitely didn't kill like 100 people.
I feel like he did.
No.
It was brutal.
No, he was brutal, but I feel like he definitely didn't
Angry,
kill 100 people
angry
because
man.
like what the
I
Green
think he would
River
have
Killer.
got caught up sooner, you know.
Yeah, the Green River Killer is which is like the most convict or like the most he killed the most
Prolific?
people like prolific killer in the US and he killed what was it 47.
He
Or,
killed
like,
47?
It was like it's like 47, 57. Don't okay.
The-
My mileage might be off. That was a while since I
I was like, I'll fact
looking
check
that
right
up.
now.
Yeah, someone fact check that. We got a producer over here. I'm just kidding. There's no producer over there.
Does anyone know what the Zodiac Killer, what his count was at?
His wasn't that high either.
They found him recently, though, right? Like they confirmed his
Yeah.
identity
Okay,
a
no,
couple years
they
ago.
confirmed
Well, he
his
was dead.
identity, but
He was
he's
dead. But
Yeah, not like they found him, but
Yeah.
they confirmed him.
dude, okay. Off topic, but my old bookstore owner used to say she like was confronted by the Zodiac Killer, which she lived in Salinas. Bullshit. I call bullshit. There was no way. She's also like she's very like weird. Not I don't know. Like I just don't think so. But I feel like she's just a liar. She also said that the biggest canyon in all of the world is the Salinas Canyon, and I was like, well, how about the Grand Canyon, Trish? And she was like, oh
my God.
I was like, yeah, whatever.
Oh my
all right,
God.
dude.
The Zodiac Killer only has confirmed 5 kills, but he claimed to kill 37.
See, I feel like okay, I feel like he did kill like 37 though. The Zodiac killing. That one seems like because there was a lot of killings, but also there's a lot of like that's when serial killers were rampant. Is like the 40 or like the it seems like the late 40s.
Well, because
and
they
the
didn't
50s.
have like the forensic, like the
Evidence.
forensic
Yeah.
skills weren't there yet.
And
Was he the
everybody
40s or was he the 60s?
He was wait, who?
Zodiac.
The Zodiac Killer.
He was the
60s, you're right.
he was 60s.
68 to 69, yeah. It says span of
Okay.
time, 68 to 69.
Well, the big thing nowadays is everybody has one of these. Everybody has a camera on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
That too.
He said that he killed in California and possibly also Nevada.
Also, like, yeah, cell phone tracking is like way crazier nowadays. Also, forensics is way crazier nowadays. There's like, I feel like, which is super nice because like, there's no way like I feel like there would be like a rampant serial killer nowadays.
Except in Texas.
Was there?
Yeah.
Recently?
Well, they were like trying to play it off like it wasn't big, but I think the guy got at least 6 people.
That's pretty crazy. But see, like, never anywhere near like Ted Bundy numbers. Or, like,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
numbers, like where like they're going for like years and years, just like killing people. Because I feel like
There was. You guys know about Israel Keys though? He was pretty recent.
Israel Keys. No, I don't know.
Yeah. He killed like all over the 50 state. This is like so crazy and off topic, but he. Okay. Again, I'll need to be fact checked on this, but I heard about this a long ass time ago, back when I was doing like podcasts all the time. But he was like, I think he was like a truck driver or something. He worked in something where, or he like sold medical supplies. He went state to state, right? Like that was his job. And so he killed a ton of people over this huge span. And since he would go state to state and he could get away with it and like it couldn't come back to him, he started stashing these like kill buckets like in various locations and states so that he would like have it ready to go. And still there's like tons of women who are missing and they don't know who killed them, and it's like presumed to be probably Israel Keys because it's hard to track him down to like, oh, he was here at this time and here at this time and here at this time and here at this time.
Is he dead to where he can't confirm it?
No, I think I don't know, I don't remember. I don't know, my phone's in the bedroom. I'll come back to that. Pause, please. Let me get back to you on it.
No, you're all good.
One thing Isaiah brought up was like how his boss thought she was confronted by the Zodiac Killer, and that really resonates with the end of the fucking book. I got extremely frustrated with the additional fucking like 6 chapters where she goes,
Me
"I will never
too.
talk about Ted Bundy again," and then she starts
Yeah.
talking about Ted
What about
Bundy
Ted
again,
Bundy
and
Yeah.
then like the last 2 are literally just, this girl emailed me this, that he was in New Jersey, and that it's like, and then at one point she goes, my intuition says that she's probably making this up, but I just can't leave it out just in case. And it's like,
But you could have. But
yeah,
you could have.
if your intuition tells you it's fake, at least it's more than not were probably made up, or they were confronted by someone, but the paranoia, like Isaiah's boss, where they might wholeheartedly believe they saw Ted Bundy.
No, exactly.
But it just isn't likely.
I have some information. The Green River Killer is the second most prolific killer. He killed 49. And the first one was Samuel Little, and he killed 90 plus.
Wow.
It-
What was that?
What was his name? Like, did they give him like a killer name?
No, it says that he's like the least popular or like the least known out of all of them, but he killed over
most.
90 of them.
When
Was he the one
though?
in Canada?
He was in California,
No,
Whatever.
what year was he based though?
the 80s.
Wow. Okay, that's actually that's even later than everyone else. Like that's all
He wasn't
crazy.
convicted until 2014. He was 78. And he killed
Wow.
Wow, that's
90
crazy.
women across the country over several decades.
I think we need to investigate this guy more.
All right, next book.
What was his name?
For real.
Samuel Little.
Samuel Little.
I feel like I've heard that, but
Wait,
like
have
he
you,
doesn't have like a name. He's like, the Green River Killer, and
Yeah. No. Yeah.
that. He's just
Maybe we stopped doing that because we didn't want serial killers to be famous.
Right.
Maybe that was like a good idea on the media's part.
have you guys heard about the silent killer?
no.
Heart disease.
I knew it was gonna be silly.
You're so funny, dude.
All right.
Here
so
I am like, oh, who's that? Like,
I haven't seen the movie on that one. Isn't that
Yeah.
also kind of weird that like all these movies kind of romanticize like serial killers and glorify them. Because like
Yeah.
I don't think they romanticize them because, like, when we watched the Dahmer one, we were like, "This is like a fucking cautionary tale. Do not trust people like this." Like, he was quite obviously
but
weird.
but
Stuff.
who played Dahmer?
That's
the
somehow got it.
Evan fucking Peters. And who?
But he's good at playing creepy. It wasn't because he was cute.
But he's hot.
um
And who played Ted Bundy?
Not in
Ron.
Jeffrey in the Dahmer series. He was not hot.
No, the Dahmer series he wasn't hot, but
Yeah,
what's
I'd bang him.
the Cody guy? The Cody guy
Oh,
in the Dahmer
was
movie?
that not Ross Lynch?
Oh,
Ross Lynch.
Yeah.
There you go. That guy, I liked him as
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was hot.
he's a cute
I
little
must
boy.
say.
He's a cute little boy.
I didn't love how they did the. I don't know. I didn't like seeing him.
Ross Lynch.
Yeah.
He really liked that role though. That's his. He feels like it's his best acting role. We gotta show Kyle Ross Lynch.
He was.
So you can see.
But it seems like so many of these like movies and stuff kind of like I mean Ted Bundy, everybody knew him like as the like hot guy, and he had this fucking cult following. Oh, he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a little weird looking. He could definitely pass as like a dwarf in a movie. Like maybe Peter Pan. I could
Yeah,
see him as a
I
good
see
Peter
him.
Pan, dude.
Dude, there it is. Ross Lynch. Hot.
Okay, so I guess we'll go around the table and talk about thoughts on the book. Leslie, do you want to, or actually, hold on. We'll go in order of who finished the book because I think we did that last time. We'll start with Isaiah because he finished first. Leslie, you'll be next.
I really like how she writes the like crimes or like the investigations and stuff. Like it seems like it was like really detailed. I do really appreciate it. Also the beginning part where it like she's like it's like Ted Bundy in like first person, like on the run in Miami. That part's kind of cool. I do like that part. That part was pretty sick. It was very interesting. Also just like the way she does Ted, I feel like is like very good. And also like I feel like it would be like pretty crazy like being someone's like first being someone's friend, like really good friend, and then like them like killing people and writing you letters and like not knowing like who to trust, but like also hearing about it. Like she kind of knew, but like then she like definitely starts to hate him like throughout the
Yeah,
end.
she like didn't want to believe. It's like crazy.
Yeah, she didn't want to believe for like the longest time, which is like, but also like there was a lot of people that I feel like that didn't want to believe, but then just because I feel like he did like put on a trust like worthy like act, you know, like you had like I guess like a normal looking face. And he was just like, "Oh, I'm crippled."
And let's be honest, you don't want to believe one of your friends did it. Like if you guys were being tried for murder, I would deny it until given reason to.
Yeah, but I feel like we're a lot closer friends than like. I mean, I know they were close, but like, I don't
She
know.
know that well.
I feel like
But also, like, all
like
the
we have-
signs pointed to him doing it. Like, I'm sorry, if all the signs pointed to like one of you guys killed a bunch of people, like, I would
Right.
take it to the police station myself, bro. I'd be like, no, dude, I got.
yeah, but I feel like
he's
it was
right
hard
here.
to tell at the
We
time.
got a rat in the group.
I feel like it was hard to tell at the time, but like I feel like the way she was describing it, it feels like she knew all the information, but she really didn't like actually know as much as she was like telling us. So I feel like it was hard to like.
She's also telling us like after the fact. She like has
Yeah.
known all this information. I think that's kind of like a fine line that was being drawn throughout the book is she has to tell these facts, but she also has to tell it in a time period where she didn't know the facts. And so it kind of
Cuts in and like breaks it.
gives you that teeter. And mind you, like there was decent evidence, but there wasn't concrete. And that's why he didn't get like fucking nailed until he got to Florida.
But I mean,
Escapes?
the car
That's
thing when she
wild.
called her friend and was like, "Can you run these plates?" And then it came back and he had the matching car. Like that would have been it for me, dude. Like especially like Isaiah, if somebody was like, "Yeah, there's this guy with no freaking bumper running around." I was like- It's just like it's so specific, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
no, I know what you mean.
it's not like a gray Honda Accord, like it's a tan VW bug.
Now she's
Like
coming after me, dude.
Right, it
Or
was a
like
very
Honda
specific car. I feel like there weren't that many of them.
Right.
A Volkswagen Bug in the fucking 60s and 70s?
There were a lot, but
ugly
apparently that
ass
color
van.
was
Yeah.
very specific.
The color is very specific, but there was a ton of Volkswagen Bugs definitely back then. That was like the biggest car.
And he was giving his first name out. Like he literally told people his name was Ted.
No,
Yeah.
Teddy.
And she said just
But he
Ted.
was giving his first name out, which is like pretty crazy. I feel like it just like shows like how like disorganized the police force was back then compared to like
Yeah.
how it is now.
Yeah, he
Like,
would have been caught.
how much they
real
can
quick.
how much like stuff can get done like much faster with like the organization, like emails and like just like technology and stuff.
Well, you guys probably didn't see this. Well, I don't know who read the physical book and who listened to the audio, but there's a point where they show pictures of Ted throughout the years and all of his different looks. And I swear to God, that dude's a chameleon
No,
because
he
he
is.
looked like fucking 8 different people at the same time.
Grew out a beard, he fucking moved a mustache. He just looks like
Yeah.
But like his face and his hair, like I don't know how to explain it, but he did not keep a look very long.
Dang.
not
Probably
too much, I
intentional.
feel like it's like having like curly hair. I feel like curly hair like it makes you able to like adapt. Like,
Oh yeah,
like, cut
you
it
can
short,
straighten yours
you
and
can
nobody would
straighten
know
it,
you're
no one
Isaiah.
yeah. Because he did have like really curly hair. His hair was like almost like Michael's curly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so back to your review of the book.
I really liked it. I like Anne Rule's fucking just like her writing and stuff. Like it was very descriptive. It was very like entertaining. So I give it like a 8.5, like a 9.
Is there anything you disliked about the book?
Or
like a critique of it?
I hated all the extra analog at the end. I feel like she could have ended it earlier. Or she could just like not added that. Or if like, I mean, you don't have to read it. So I don't know. It's like,
But you also feel like you're missing something if you don't.
yeah, no, yeah, you do feel like you're missing something if you don't. But like, yeah, like I feel like all that extra stuff definitely like dragged it on. Where like I hated it, but like if I just like stopped at the like initial point of like the ending where she like
Of the original book.
of the original book, like I would have been like so much happier. I feel like.
Fair. Leslie, what did you think of the book? What did you like? What did you dislike?
I liked, now that I finished it, I liked that she, again, listen, if it was me, if all of the clues led to it was somebody I knew, I would have been like, hello. But
Yeah.
I like that she was able to go through the book and give kind of her reasonings on why she wasn't sure if it was him or not, even though like honestly all the evidence pointed to him, but that's just me. But at
She's like,
first that made me like really pissed off. Like I like got really annoyed with her. I was like, I don't know, like okay, let me organize my thoughts here. It really frustrated me because like people were dying, dude. Like that's crazy. I'm at an age, I'm 27 now, but like all of these women were so much younger than I am now. And I just can't imagine. I was just like thinking about it from their perspectives and their families' perspectives. And I just feel so bad for them, especially like not even like just being murdered, like how he like mutilated them was like so upsetting to me. And to think that like, oh my God, maybe this could have stopped sooner and somebody could have been spared. It made me really frustrated that it almost sounded like she was vouching for him throughout the book. But then at the end, when she like summarized her feelings and she was like, listen, people have come at me from both ways, like that I haven't defended him enough and that I've defended him too much. And this is just my perspective. It kind of like made me be like, okay, like this was her friend. She obviously wanted to not believe that he was killing people, even though he's like riding her from jail at the end of it. But I think she was a good writer and she did a good job. And I think that Ted Bundy is the fucking worst. And I don't think he's that hot and sexy. And it's really sad that he preyed. I mean, as all serial killers do, it's really sad that he like preyed upon people who were just trying to help him. But it's also absolutely batshit crazy to think that like people just hitchhiked. They just did. Like that was just like a casual thing you used to do. Like,
That's
could
more
you
of the-
imagine? Absolutely not.
That's more of the Green River too, like which is what they call. But he used to kill like sex workers and stuff, and like hitchhikers. He used to just like pick them up.
I
on the
think
side of the
that's
road.
why he's less. It said that's why he was less known because it was all transient people and drug users and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they're like off the grid. No one like or like
Yeah.
their families like like we don't have really contact with them anyways. Like
Exactly.
contact and like no contact in a few months is like regular. So there's like
So
like
it wasn't
Ted,
even
with
noticed.
Ted
yeah.
Bundy's people,
Noticed the next day because he was like preying on college
yeah,
girls.
no, his were
Yeah,
noticed
I think
because
his
he preyed
youngest
on.
said was like 15.
15.
12,
Yeah.
12.
Or 12, yeah.
Yeah,
12.
that 12-year-old girl.
that
like,
was
at the
his
end,
last kill,
right
yeah.
at the end. Yeah, no.
And,
Oh my god.
oh, well, I guess
What
this
was
is
her
a
name?
debatable topic because everybody wonders whether his first kill was that 8-year-old girl,
Yeah, when he was like a kid.
Yeah.
the girl that lived across the
When
street.
he was like 12, right? It was like
he was
like
14.
14, okay.
And I mean, just to take a poll, I mean, there's not a lot of evidence from us to pick through, but do you guys think that he was the one that killed that 8-year-old?
I think he's killed his entire life. So yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see him killing
probably.
her.
I
I feel
think
like that's
so.
when
Yep.
mental health like issues.
I
It just
think
makes
like,
that's
sense because they
literally
never found
how
the
he
killer.
lived,
He lived
was
like what,
killing.
a block away, like a walking distance.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
wasn't even like a drive away. Like it just like, I don't know. It just like kind of like clicks. No, they never found it. No evidence. Ted Bundy.
Damn.
Right there, around the corner.
What would you rate it out of 10, Leslie?
I thought it was really good. I would honestly put it at like a 10 out of 10. It was a really good book and I really liked it. And I listened to it on Spotify. I did the audiobook, which I haven't done before for one of these, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice." Like
When she did,
I like to
when
be
she
able to
doing
just
like
like
Ted Bundy's voice and like stuff. Like she's like,
yeah, and it just like that was another thing. I like that she did his voice and
Yeah.
like how she heard it, you know what I mean?
yeah. No, I did like
But
that too.
yeah, but I was like, God, this guy is like so annoying. You know, like we all know that fucking
Yeah.
guy who just like thinks he's right all the time and just like won't shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. Like
Oh no, it's
that guy's
crazy.
the fucking worst. And like every time she would do the voice, I would just like roll my eyes and be like, God, this fucking guy again.
He definitely had an ego trip.
Yeah, literally. He's just so egotistical. I'm just like, how could anybody want to be friends with this guy? He's so annoying.
No, he's so like just like my shit doesn't stink and fucking
Yeah.
One thing I do think though is like early in the book, like you kind of like buy the shit he's talking. Or at least for me, it seemed like he's like talking himself up and you kind of go with it. And then like you reach the point where he's like so egotistical, like he's in denial
Yeah.
of everything. And you kind of
Yeah.
watch that arc go down. And I mean, you kind of see that in movies when they build villains up. And I thought that was really cool in the book that you can kind of see like she's describing these murders, but describing how she talks to Ted. And he seems like a good guy until
Right.
you reach that point where when she becomes like
Aware.
when she starts to realize it is when you start to see him spin out too.
Right, exactly. Because he like he can't hide that part of himself anymore, really. He can't like talk his way out of it. He's been caught.
Well, here's like an interesting thought too of like he started to unravel at the end. What if he's unraveling because he's no longer having his like he was able to keep his cool because he was doing these fucking murders and he
Yeah.
started to lose his cool because he can no longer do his outlet.
I think that that's probably exactly what happened, if I'm honest with you.
Isn't that like most serial killers? A lot of them just simply can't stop, or else they
Yeah,
will
it
sink.
feels like that. Definitely for sure. Like it feels like they
Every
can't
episode
stop
of
it all.
Criminal Minds.
All right, so I'll jump into my review of it. I thought it was a fantastic book. I really, like I said, I like the arc of how she was kind of telling us the facts while keeping her like personal stamp on it. And I think it's crazy that Ted Bundy befriended someone who ended up being a fucking criminal writer.
Well, it's also crazy that he was a what is it?
Politician?
No, just a crisis help.
Oh, crisis help.
Crisis
Yeah.
caller.
Yeah.
That's so fucking wild. That's insane. Like he was just helping people from like suicide and stuff.
Well, maybe
Could
that's
you
what
imagine though he
got his
wasn't?
heart.
Like, could you imagine he was like killing people?
Right.
Yeah, no,
Suicide,
exactly.
you
Like
know
I
what I
wonder if
mean?
he.
Like-
I wonder what he was saying during those times.
Maybe it was like in the beginning. It's
Maybe
just,
he liked the thrill, like
Yeah.
like being on the edge.
he
and was
still
like, "Oh,
had
this
the
is my
power
satisfaction."
of making this person kill themselves or not. So it was
Yeah.
still
Right.
power trip.
It was like right before, like yeah. I
Maybe
could see
he
that.
was in
That's
the
a good-
hundreds because like they probably weren't recording phone calls back then. So like if somebody's
Yeah.
like, I might do it, and he's like, do it.
All right, patent this theory, guys. We got something on our hands right here.
Right. Or maybe in the beginning, like at some point he was self-aware, or maybe I'm sure the entire time. I don't know, but
The
at some
ending,
point,
he was self-aware because remember he then considered himself a fucking serial killer expert.
Yeah, no, at the end, yeah, when he
Right.
after the whatever that one was horrible, but the fraternity murders.
Yeah.
Where he was like, yeah, like must have been done by professional, like
Yeah.
you know, when they were all talking about it.
But maybe the for crisis line was like in his mind a way for him to try and like get help. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
maybe he was trying to save lives because he wanted to
gonna
take
take
them
them.
so badly. Like maybe he
That
could
makes sense.
make saving lives give him the same thrill as like taking lives. You know, maybe it was an attempt. I don't know, but
And then it
I-
didn't work. Crash and burn.
right.
I can't remember the timeline. Did they say that some of those deaths were during his time at the crisis line, or was it after? I thought it was like more so
think
once
it
he
was
got into college, right?
Because I
Yeah.
think he was in the crisis line in like 1970, 1971.
And it
But
was
if he
right
killed
after
that
that when he
8-year-old girl
got.
across the street.
Yeah, but he did. Yeah.
It was after. It was after that that he had the breakup with the girl that he was obsessed with. I think he left the
Stephanie.
crisis. Yeah, the crisis line. He left the crisis line and then
Okay.
got the girl and then left. Also, that's fucking batshit crazy.
That
That was crazy. I
that
felt so
breakup
bad.
Is crazy, dude. Like
Dude.
just dragging her along and then sending her off back, and he's like, and then she calls him and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about,
That was crazy.
dude. That was
Again, I
wild.
feel so bad for them because I'm like,
Just like
it's not their fault. Like it makes it sound almost like, oh, because this girl didn't have the same feelings for him, it's her fault that he killed a bunch of people. Like that's fucking crazy. You
No,
know, that's not
just the
how it
years
works.
of like investment into like
The
the
revenge.
deceive and
Yeah.
the revenge, just like
Exactly.
insane. Just like, dude, I if I'm mad at someone, I give it up in the next day. I wake up the next morning, I'm like, I don't even fucking care anymore.
I've
But,
never
like,
plotted that hard on
yeah,
anyone's
I
downfall.
would never plot years and years of
That's
just
fucking petty.
dude,
Sorry,
it's
Sheldon.
crazy petty. It's insane. Well, he is insane.
Well, let's also state that like that girl Stephanie wasn't the reason for his fucking break. It's clearly his childhood
Oh, yeah.
abandonment
Yeah.
issues.
Yes.
The mom
Yeah.
and the stuff.
It always
But
stems.
again, like they always blame the mom, and a lot of the times it is the mom's fault. But I'm also
Well,
like,
no, not the
this
mom, but also
I think
like,
it's the grandpa.
The grandpa was also
grandpa.
fucking
That's what I'm
crazy. I
saying. The
forgot about
grandpa,
that part
like,
at the end. Yeah, no, that grandpa was
yeah,
fucking crazy.
That was
the
a huge
grandpa was
plot
like, fuck this
twist.
to all the kids.
No, I didn't see that coming. I thought the grandpa was gonna be cool.
The plot twist at the end where everybody goes, the grandpa was a piece of shit and beat the fuck
Yeah.
out of everybody in the
Yeah.
family, and then
Like,
Ted
he makes him seem like a
Ted
god.
loved him.
Ted
yeah,
loved
that
him
was
and
his
talked
best buddy.
about him so high and said that
His
he
role model
held
shit.
so much
Yeah.
or like anger towards his mom for pulling him from the
Did
grandpa.
the grandfather like touch him so he was like deranged and loved him?
No, but the grandpa had
Yeah.
power over women, which is something that Ted was always trying to.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
he
he
was
had, but
abusive.
he
He was
hate that.
abusive.
That is
Yeah.
something he was trying to achieve. Definitely.
Yeah. Wow, what a role model.
Piece of shit.
So like I really liked her style of writing. I thought it was a fantastic book. My biggest critique, I think we've all kind of said, is the ending is fucking annoying. The first like extra ending was cool where she goes, I had finished the book and never thought I'd talk to Ted Bundy again, but he reached out to me while on death row.
That's a
And
good one. Yeah.
I like the build up to fucking
Death.
his electric
Yeah.
chair. But the additional 2 or 3 fucking chapters after that were a cash grab in my eyes. Just re-update the book every couple of years so you can get a little more money. And
You know,
then
Anne Rule's dead now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
and
Yeah,
her
because you
daughter,
imagine she's
her daughter Leslie wrote something at the end.
Oh shit. Damn.
that's crazy.
She needed a little bit of something on the side too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine she was still alive, she'd still be updating it.
Hey,
You know
but
what I mean? It'd be like a
this-
5-year update.
With Anne Rule's story, this is like why she like wrote these books, is like to provide for her kids. So I'm glad they're doing well and like stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
making money off of this because like she did want to push them through college and stuff, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
didn't seem like
She
she was making
struggled
very
for
much.
so
She was
long,
yeah,
so,
she was struggling
yeah.
and stuff as a single mom. So like I am glad that these books did well for her.
Power to her.
For real.
So
How about Ted Bundy knocked up his fucking rando wife and like had a whole child while he was in prison? That blew me away. I did not know that.
That's
That
crazy.
bitch is insane. She had a whole ass daughter
But
while
then she
they
dropped
were
him.
baby.
Then she dropped him though.
Right after the baby,
Right after
yeah.
the baby, she dropped him.
I think she just wanted whatever fucking royalties come with his name and knew that the daughter was a lock into that.
Yeah, that's true. But also like, or I hope, I just don't even. I feel like she is like censored, like from the media. But like
that daughter, it probably.
But like her mom is well known, so like if you meet her mom, like, but I hope she's not being like,
I hope they
'cause that
change.
would be such a horrible beginning of a childhood, just be like accused or like
Being Ted Bundy's bastard.
yeah,
kid.
no, oh man,
Damn.
oh no, it's still horrible, dude. Like you have the genetics, you're gonna kill and just like stuff like
Good
that.
night, baby.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'd give the book a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a fantastic book. Like I said, my own. Oh.
Aw.
Let's say good night to them. Say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Spider-Man's
Bye.
awesome.
Spider-Man's the best.
Love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I love Spider-Man.
So,
Hey,
you
me
too?
too, me too, dude.
All right, like because
Good night.
go to Titi. Come on. I'm turning over you.
Good night.
She's gonna say that about like 6 more times. Good night. Sorry for the thanks for the brief pause.
So I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I might even say that's my favorite book we've read in book club so far.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
a good
so.
one. That was a good one.
All right, Kylie, you have the floor.
I'm like, yeah, it's my favorite too, guys. No, just kidding. I didn't finish it. I kept getting like violently angry at the beginning when she was like giving the excuses and stuff like that. I even texted Isaiah because I was like, dude, what does this get any? Does she like at all come to her senses? Because I can't. Because the whole crisis center thing where she said, oh, he may have taken a lot of lives, but he also saved a lot. I was
That
like,
was so
that-
annoying. I was like,
what?
No, when
Oh,
Leslie was
yeah.
talking, I was like, "Oh, dude, Kylie is gonna relate to that." That's why you giggled, huh?
Yeah. I could not stand it. But I mean, I did start to get a little bit more into it today. Like when I was just like, I had it like set to like 1.7 speed. So I was like blowing through the chapters. But it does flow really nicely. And I'm sure it does get a lot better. But that just irritated me to my core. So
Yeah,
I didn't
I
get
feel
through
it. I feel it.
What would you rate it out of 10?
I mean, I probably would have rated it probably like a 7 or 8, just because I like serial, like I don't like serial killers. I find them interesting, but like
Yeah,
I find them interesting in like a whole Wikipedia dump in my brain, and then like
but I feel like that's how
whole
everyone is.
book
Like, I
was-
feel like everyone finds like or like death and murder is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
like
Well, it's kind of interesting from like a zoo standpoint, like
Yeah.
you're looking at them through the glass, going, "How the
Yeah.
fuck did they
yeah, no,
Right.
exactly.
like
I
what
also
screw
knew a
went
lot.
loose and
I
how
also
did
knew a lot of Ted Bundy stuff before,
already.
so everything I read was like, okay, I knew that.
redundant?
Yeah.
So it was like crap. I didn't realize I knew this much about him, but I am a psycho and will like remember I hear about a serial killer and I'm like, oh, that's right. What did he do? And I just dump the
I
knowledge.
feel like I used to like serial killers so much more when I was younger. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, now that I'm older, I just feel
It's-
like it upsets me like so much more. I don't know
still-
why. Like, I've always been like the nitty-gritty of it. I'm like, oh, he did this, and I'm just like, it used to never. I mean, it bothered me, but now I just feel like
What
I think I take it personally.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. I just
I totally
internalize
get
a
that.
lot more now.
I think because like I used to think the same way. I think the big thing is that now you're past the age that they didn't get
Yeah.
to see. So like now you have this realization of they're missing out on this much of their life. Like while I'm having fun,
Yeah.
this person's time was cut before that.
Yeah.
But when you're like that age or before, you're like, oh fuck, like it doesn't register that they
Like thrilling.
that these
That's
young
it.
girls did not have the chance to have their kids, to have their full life, did not get to have the career, like everything got cut short. And when you live this life, you're like, fuck, these people didn't.
I just imagine her being like how scared they must have been. Like that's like so it's like my nightmares, Like that's so scary.
Now
I couldn't
fucked
imagine
up
that.
all the people around them too. Like that one
Yeah.
she was killed, what was she was like they taken out of the basement or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That all of her roommates and stuff, that literally is gonna weigh on them rest of their lives.
or the woman who he like assaulted and lived, and now
Liv?
she's and
Yes.
is like permanently deaf and
Paraplegic, yep.
God.
yeah.
Brain damage.
Brain damage.
Mhm.
That was with a metal rod.
Could you imagine that? Like,
No.
God, that would be awful.
So I hated the ending chapters, but she did have a really good line at the end saying that like one thing that she really was hoping for with this book was that women pick up on the signs of the survivors, of that they all had the same tendencies, that they fought hard, they were untrusting, like they kept these things to always be on your toes, be aware. And just because there's this charismatic, like looking harmless looking guy in front of you, to always be on guard and make sure you remember to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like a big thing is just like, yeah, just like always like be wary of like strangers. Like never like, fully trust someone until like you really get to know them.
Danger.
Super duper stranger danger.
Okay. So I think that kind of, or you said you give it like a 7 or 8, Kylie?
Yeah, I probably would have ended up with that.
Okay. So I think that kind of puts a wrap on The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule. So this month's topic is spooky themed. We're going Halloweeny themed. So, did everybody pick 2 or did everybody pick 1? I'm just curious.
I locked up 2.
You got 2? Okay. I'll start with Corinne's because she texted me her recommendation for tonight. So I'll read the title of hers and then read the little synopsis thing that's on Goodreads. Never Whistle at Night by Shane Hawk. A bold and clever, sublimely sinister collection that dares to ask the question, are you ready to be unsettled? Featuring stories by, I'm not going to say all the authors because that's a lot. Many indigenous people believe that one should never whistle at night. The belief takes many forms. For instance, native Hawaiians believe it summons the Hukipo, the spirits of ancient warriors, and native Mexicans say it calls Lechuza, a witch that can transform into an owl. But all these legends hold in common is the certainty that whistling at night can cause evil spirits to appear and even follow you home. These wholly original, shiver-inducing tales introduce readers to ghosts, curses, hauntings, monstrous creatures, complex family legacies, desperate deeds, and chilling acts of revenge. Introduced and contextualized by best-selling author Stephen Graham Jones, these stories are a celebration of indigenous people survival and imagination, and a glorious revealing of all things an ill-advised whistle might summon.
All right. That sounds dope.
So I figure we'll all go around and do 1, and then we'll all come around and do the second. Leslie, do you want to start with yours?
Sure. I have like really short synopsises of these books, but I can talk a little bit about what I think they're about. I haven't read any of them. So I chose the first one I chose was like an actual like a spooky book. It's called The Hollow Places by Ursula Vernon, and it's Google says it's a twisty, unpredictable, and endlessly fascinating story about a woman who, along with her friends, stumble into a strange, rather terrifying, and erratically unreliable alternate other world that drastically alters their view of life as they currently know it. When I first read the other synopsis that I found of it that I cannot find on the internet for the love of me, basically this lady is getting divorced and so she has to move back home, but her wacky uncle offers her like a job and a place to stay at his house if she like keeps up his oddity museums, like catalogs it, and she finds like a strange like a Coraline door basically, and she like goes through it. But it's not like I thought it was like a young adult book, but it's not. It's like a grown-up book and it's like supposed to be it's kind of spooky.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. I'll read my first, and then you read yours.
Okay.
Misery by Stephen King. Oh shit, the book, it had descriptions not very good. It's
I'm
just
like, does anybody not know what
I
misery?
think we all know what misery
oh wait,
is.
I've never even heard of it.
You've never even
Really?
Yeah.
haven't seen a movie?
Her name is, no, I haven't. Her name
Yeah.
is Annie Wilkes, and she is more than a rabid reader. She is Paul's nurse, tending to a shattered body after an automobile accident. She is also his captor, keeping him prisoner in her isolated house.
All right.
I've never seen the movie, read the books. This is the first I've heard of
Oh,
it.
dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't read, I've never read the book because I have to do like one Stephen King book every couple of months because they fuck with your brain mentally. But both my recommendations were Stephen King books, and I was like, no, I gotta pull
You
it
gotta
back.
switch it up.
Find something different.
I I'm in the middle of a Stephen King book that I wanted to recommend, but it's really long, and so like I was like, I'm not gonna.
They're all long, damn near.
They're all long.
This one was short. I went through Stephen King books and was trying to find something under 400 pages.
It's not easy, I'm sure.
But yeah, I thought it sounded cool.
Yeah, that one's going.
All right, mine's Pan's Labyrinth.
Ooh.
Ophelia discovers that she is the heir to an ancient throne and is sent on a quest by a mysterious creature dubbed the Fawn, who claims she must complete 3 tasks in order to reclaim her place in the kingdom. And that I've watched the movie, and
I was just with
it's
that.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's super scary, super creepy, and I've always loved it. And I love the mystique of it. And I didn't know it was a book, so I was like, that would be fucking sick. If we read that because
Guys, how
that
are
one's
we?
cool. The guy with the eyes, hands. Oh man, that guy's fucking crazy.
All right, Kylie, you're up.
Okay. You just gave like 2 excellent recommendations. Mine is We Kept Her in the Cellar. And it's a horror fairy tale. So there are always 2 sides to a story. This dark and twisted reimagining of Cinderella, told from her stepsister's POV, is perfect for fans of T. Kingfisher and Naomi Novik. Eunice lives her life by 3 simple rules. 1, always refer to Cinderella as family. 2, never let Cinderella gain access to rats or mice. 3, never look upon Cinderella between the hours of 12 and 3 a.m. Cinderella has a dark and terrifying power, as her stepsister Eunice is expected to care for her and keep the family secret. For years, she's faithfully done so. Her childhood flew by in a blur, with nightmares, tears, and near misses with the monster living in the cellar. But when she befriends the handsome prince and secures an invitation to the ball, she's determined to break free. I feel like it gives like the whole thing, so that's where I'm gonna stop.
Cool. Leslie, do you want to give your second?
Yeah, I chose like a funny little spooky book. I chose like a romance book with monsters. It's called My Roommate's a Vampire. And the synopsis says Cassie Greenberg loves being an artist, but it's tough. It's a tough way to make a living. On the brink of eviction, she's desperate to find a too good to be true apartment. Wait, she's desperate when she finds a too good to be true apartment in beautiful Chicago. Cassie knows that there has to be a catch. Only someone with a secret to hide would rent out a room for that price. I just thought it was cute.
I like it. No, it is good. It's good.
It's funny because I kind of went the same route of like a funny, like spooky themed book.
Yeah.
My second book is called Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. Something strange is happening at Oak's Furniture Superstore in Cleveland, Ohio. Every morning, employees arrive to find broken, jeering bookshelves, shattered glands, water goblets, and smashed up Lurpip wardrobes. Sales are down, security cameras reveal nothing, and store managers are panicking. To unravel the mystery, 3 employees volunteer to work 9-hour dusk till dawn shift. In the dead of night, they'll patrol the empty showroom floor, investigate strange sights and sounds, and encounter horrors that defy the imagination. A traditional haunted house story in a thoroughly contemporary setting, Horror Store is designed to retain its luster and natural appearance for a lifetime of use. I also read that it is described as basically fucking haunted IKEA.
Okay. Mine's La Salam, and I feel like that needs no explanation because it's the Salam witch trials. So like I feel like it's like has a little bit of fiction in it. But like that is like one of the best like horror like time periods. I feel like 'cause it's all just like the witch trials and stuff, and like them like
Wait, Salem?
Salem. My bad, I said that hell wrong. Salem witch trials.
Okay.
It's called Les Salem. But yeah, like that one's gonna be hell. That would be hell sick too.
All right, Kylie, you're up.
I just realized both of mine are fairy tale themed. I don't know how I ended up getting the same theme again.
Wait, you got the same book or like same
It's
genre?
different books. It's just the same genre. Sorry, it suck. It's called The 13th Child. It's a story of Hazel, a young healer navigating a ruthless court to save the life of the king, grappling with a pantheon of gods with questionable agendas as she fights for agency and true love in her own life as a goddaughter of none other than Death himself.
You guys ever seen you guys don't watch anime really, right?
No.
Never mind then.
All right, so we'll reverse this. Kylie, you pick a book, you get one vote. What book are you voting for?
Can you say your titles again?
Or to make it easier, we'll just go like your first book, Leslie's second book, like just if you remember the order more than the title. I mean, we could say the titles too, but I just thought like I specifically remember like what order people went in, so I'm like this person's first book, this person's second book.
I literally forgot your guys' books already.
Okay,
That's
Leslie,
why I'm
do you want to
struggling.
list
Yeah.
your title?
Do you-
We'll go back in order that way.
Okay. My first book was what's it called? The Hollow Place, and that's like adult Coraline. And then the second one was My Roommate's a Vampire, which is like Tumblr fan fiction.
Corinne's book was Never Whistle at Night. My first book was Misery, and my second book was Horror Store.
My first book was Pan's Labyrinth, and my second book is actually called Salem's Lot.
Oh, I've seen that. Okay. I think I want to read Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah.
All right, you make your vote now.
Misery.
I forgot the name of it, but Leslie, your first book.
Oh, thanks. I kind of wanted to read the Salem Witch Trial book. I know that doesn't help us at all.
That's hella funny that puts us all. All right, I think this kind of puts us back in the same boat we started with. Should we just
Flip a coin.
wait? We have 4 different ones, right?
Yeah.
We got the wheel here.
Wait, isn't the wheel rigged? Doesn't the wheel
Yeah,
only
it goes
land?
all it goes to 4 every time.
Yeah.
Not every time. Hold
How about
on.
we flip a
Okay.
coin on 2, and then the other 2, and then we flip a coin on the last 2.
I think that's a good idea. I like that one.
It actually just landed on 1. But we
Oh.
can do that. I'll go get a coin.
No way, you can just do it on my phone.
Okay.
He's like, it works, bitches, but fine.
Alright, so what's the first
You know,
2?
we've all been done dirty by that wheel.
Right.
So Isaiah, your 2 books were both selected. So we'll flip
Okay.
heads or tails. I'll let you call what book.
We'll say heads is Pan's Labyrinth,
Heads is Pan's Labyrinth, and witches have tails.
or Salem's Lot.
Wait, what's what now?
Salem's Lot's the tails.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Witches have tails. I just thought that was hella funny. It was tails.
Okay, so
Tails
witches.
Lot 1.
And now flip for the Misery versus what was your book called, Leslie?
I'm
Something
gonna remember
hollow.
one of these times. It's
Hollow House
called
or
The
something.
Hollow Place.
Hollow Place heads, Misery tails.
Alright. It is tails.
So Misery versus witches.
Alright, and which one should we call them?
Do witches still have tails?
Alright, witches still have tails.
Witches still have tails.
Witches have tails. Dude, it's
Head.
heads.
That's crazy.
Misery?
So
That's Misery.
Misery will be our book of the month.
So
With
sneaky.
witches have tails. I thought it was gonna be a 9 of tails, dude.
That would've been
It was like
crazy.
it was 2 in a row. I was like, dude, it's gotta be 3.
All right, so that's our book. We have until the last week of October, or I don't know. We'll play it by ear. It would be cool if we did it before Halloween, but we're also kind of cutting it close because we're starting a little late. So I'll check in
What
with
if we
her.
did the podcast on the party that Kylie wants to have?
It's
like we-
it's more of can everybody finish within 3 weeks as opposed
I
to
feel like it'd be hella easy. 400 pages. Like,
Yeah,
that's pretty
yeah.
chill.
we'll check in the week before and see where everyone's at, and if we're good, then
You guys are doing audiobooks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are chilling.
Oh, there's like 4 chapters on the
Uh,
audiobook.
Oh, it said it was 300 pages when I looked it up on
How long are the
Goodreads.
chapters?
Yeah, the chapters are long. The
Definitely
chapters are
long.
like 3 hours a pop, but
Okay, yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
370 pages.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We can finish it. I think like
yeah, it's a 12-hour audiobook.
yeah, I feel like we got
Oh,
it.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I feel like we
The
got
last
it.
one was 17, I think.
The last one was fucking long. It was like
Yeah,
20.
it just kept going and going.
I actually think I have this audiobook because I got it because I wanted to read it and I just haven't.
All right, let's read it.
There.
There we go.
Look it. It's called Fate, guys.
I've yet to read a Stephen King book that I did not like.
I think I will read Pan's Labyrinth though, because I just sound a little sick on the side.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still
Let's keep it in
finishing.
rotation for the next theme. Oh, we have to decide a theme, right?
Oh, that's a good point. We need a theme for next month. Do you guys want to spit? I mean, kind of to pick up where we were last time, we thought we could all just pick a random book.
Well, what is it? What's the? It'll be November.
It'll be
January,
November.
New Year's.
About the Pilgrims.
snow.
Yeah.
You want a book about snow?
No. That's all the fucking.
Wait, what about a Western? I feel like that would be a really good route to go down.
Nah. Maybe.
What about the Native Americans? Let's make it about them,
The
dude.
Native American.
Ooh, that could be good. Or native peoples. Just
Or
any native
yeah,
peoples.
just indigenous people in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
okay.
cannot be boring or I will fall asleep.
Well, like their folklore is fucking nuts.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Like that.
Type of thing.
So should we just say indigenous people?
folklore.
Indigenous, yeah.
All right, before we do this, you guys should watch Apocalypto. It's not historically accurate to some extent. It's definitely close, but it's such a good movie about like Aztecs and like Maya, or just like it's so good, so good. Fucking
Text it in the group chat.
Jaguars pod, dude. Fucking my favorite.
Ooh.
He's my hero, dude. I fucking love that guy.
Something I just thought about. Corinne doesn't even have to change book recommendations because her
Yeah,
book
hers
is
is
like
fine.
a
Yeah, she
horror
can
book
keep it.
about indigenous people.
Right.
That's true.
She's ahead of the game.
Yeah, the game. All right.
All right. I think that concludes our book club, guys.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Yeah. Sleep tight.
Peace
Bye.
out, guys.
Sleep tight. Don't read that book before bed.
No.
Bye.